Hi, I'm Paul and this is Lee. Welcome to the Just Pull the Trigger podcast.
This is the show that discusses the trials, tribulations and triumphs of a small business owner. In this episode, we're chatting to John Holliday. John is the owner of Pocknells, one of the biggest accountancy firms in Essex. After starting out as an apprentice, John has gone on to own the same business where he first started his career. In the episode, John lets us know the most common errors he sees business owners make. We also discuss using AI in our personal lives and how he just wishes accountancy was sexy. Oh, don't you dare tell him where to stand when he's getting his coffee. This is one of my faves. It's Just Pull the Trigger.
Well, thanks for coming on, mate.
No, thank you. Thanks for having us.
No,
you're welcome.
Pleasure. I suppose the easy question. You always wanted to be an accountant or not really?
No. No, I didn't want to be an accountant. I never wanted to be an accountant, really. I did speak about it at school, but I think only because I was good at maths.
Right.
And, I don't know, it just seemed a job that you could do. I needed a job. I don't really know what I wanted to be. I'd love to have been a football player. I was never really good enough. I always thought I was quite good, but never really good enough.
How far did you get on that then?
Well, I played. I played football a bit. I still play now a bit, but I played for like league rep teams. I was scouted a bit as a kid, but never really got. The problem was, I was good as a kid, but I'd gone through puberty quite young, I think. So right. I was like a man where I was playing against 13, 14-year-olds that hadn't quite gone through it yet. So I was a lot stronger and quicker than them. So
and then all of a sudden they just went.
And that's what they all said. They're like, he's good, but they're all going to catch up soon. And then that is what happened. I became sort of semi-averagely good.
So you were good just because you got a bit stronger than the other kids, yeah.
And then it wasn't the case. So that was that. And then, I tried to get a job in London. I really wanted to be a trader. I would have loved to have been a trader. Just like the idea of the hustle, the bustle, the money, I guess, and the buzz. I wanted that. But my school grades were awful. They were never going to get me anywhere, really. School just wasn't for me.
Yeah. So
I went for a job interview at this firm in Woodham, which now I own. But I went there as an apprentice, and I said to them, come for this job interview, and they said no one else has applied, so there's a good chance I'll get it. I was like, win.
Sweet.
I've been for a lot of interviews. Everyone else has told me I'm fit, so the fact that you're actually going to take me on seems a win. Did my accounts exams. They didn't really go to plan. The first year I failed them all. My grandma died that year, so it was a bit tough anyway, which was like, my grandma, I loved my grandma, and she was quite close. So that was tough, which I think it was an excuse. It wasn't really true.
Yeah.
That wasn't the reason I failed them. I failed them because I didn't work and I didn't try. But it got me another year of trying to be an accountant. They let me off because of the...
Oh, okay.
So they were like, we don't, we'll let you off this year. And then basically I had a chat with my boss, and he said, look, if you pass exams, we'll pay you more. And then I was like, oh, that's what happens. Yeah. So then I was like, I'm going to have to work and pass these exams. So then I started passing them, and then, I flew through them all. And then I was an accountant, which, I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, really, but it's the story, isn't it, really? It's how it all began. It definitely wasn't the dream.
So you didn't have to go to university to be I always thought that was the path that you had to...
No, I left school at 18. I had a D in PE and an E in IT, and I failed everything else.
So you had terrible exam results?
That's A-levels, but I sat 5 A-levels, of which most of them were like good ones, biology, maths. I don't know what the other ones I did were. I've even failed general studies. Like, it wasn't for me.
But was that just because not because you weren't intelligent, because you just weren't interested?
I didn't like school. I don't massively like authority. So I just struggle with people saying you have to do it that way. And I'm like, why? Why isn't there another way? And of course, that's not good in a school environment to have that mentality or attitude. So I used to rebel a lot, and then that used to get me chucked out of classes a lot. I spent most of my school standing in corridors or sitting in rooms on my own, and then all bunking off and just going around the corner, to be honest.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. Like people that come on this podcast, people you meet at the dinner, they're always saying it's a running thing. They're crap students.
Yeah,
it's like bucking the trend. You're not conforming to what other people want to do.
No. So I struggle with that. I actually still struggle with authority now. I struggle at my children's school, which I shouldn't. Struggle with the teachers there.
In what respect?
like when they say, "Oh, you've got to line up and get your cup of coffee," I
Yeah,
think, "Who are you to tell me to line?" Like, and I don't even know why. Like,
I know
it's
what
a
you mean.
normal British thing to do, but I just get annoyed with the fact that someone's told me to do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that anyway. Like, I'll even wait at the back. I don't care, but don't tell me to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's annoying, isn't it?
No, I do know exactly what
know
you mean,
exactly
though.
what you mean.
Because you feel, I'm a grown adult, I know what I've got to do here. But
And also, I don't really want your coffee. I'm only here because I'm meant to be here. Like, do you know what I mean? But anyway, I've turned up. I'm there for the coffee. So, yeah, I'll queue up and do as I'm told. My wife always says to me, like, she's like, basically, just behave all the time. Just behave. Be good. So, like, I just try and sit there and quietly and, yeah.
So now I find that, like, I come into work and you're the boss, right? So you tell people what to do, they'll do stuff for you, and then you sort of go home and your wife's the boss. And then she's like telling you what to do.
It's hard, isn't it? I hate being Johned. I say that to my team. I've got close team members. I've got management team. And when they go, John, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
do not John me.
Yeah.
Just don't John me. I'm happy, like, call me any other name under the sun. Just don't John me. It just, I don't know, it takes me
get
back
that.
to a place that obviously I don't like.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
holiday!
Holiday. Get back. Go face the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, but it's, so yeah, that's how I ended up being an accountant, which was probably not as great a story as some jobs. And then it's kind of flourished from there, really. So obviously it was the fact that I qualified as a chartered accountant and then had an opportunity to buy into the firm, which was a good opportunity. But when I bought into it, it wasn't really a very good firm, which I didn't know at the time. So when I bought into it, we weren't really making the profit to pay the wages.
So you bought into it for just because you're like, oh my God, this is a great opportunity, did you? And you didn't do your sort of like research, if you want to call it that?
No, I didn't do any of that.
Right, yeah.
So,
Just thought, oh, I'm going to have a business here.
well, I thought I've worked it for 5 years. It can't be that bad. But the bit on it that was stupid was I never realised, when I look back on this, I mean, talk about Wally, I never actually realised that I didn't get paid my wages on time. Which you'd think you'd work that one out, wouldn't you? But I never did. He used to say, oh, can I pay you half now and half in so many days' time? And I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. I haven't got any bills. That's fine.
They just didn't twig, really.
I don't even know how I didn't tweak.
Yeah.
I just think I was a bit naive to it all and quite like honoured that I was. And I don't. He was a lovely guy. Colin, his name was, lovely guy, and there was nothing. He just wasn't a very good business person. Like, he wasn't doing it out of malice or out of any. Like, there was no bad feeling in it all. He just genuinely, he thought that was how you ran a business, and I was like, well, I don't think it is.
I think some people just like, it depends mentally what you like with money. Some people might, I know people that like, if they're down to their last 20 quid, they're all in the bank, they're all right, they're quite relaxed. Or if other people are down to their last 20 grand, they're like start getting a bit twitchy and like, oh, can I pay you a bit later? Even though they've got 20 grand in the bank.
Yeah.
To them,
It's
that's
on the edge.
That's brassic, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So I definitely have got that mentality now, which is weird.
What do
So
you
I
mean?
hate if I haven't got my safety money in the
Right,
bank.
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
literally like a nervous wreck, and my safety money's a lot. I don't need it.
Yeah.
But that's my go to sleep money.
Yeah.
And even with that in the bank, I still don't sleep very well. So
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those. It's always my panic.
And does your safety net money go up as the years go on?
Yeah, it just gets bigger.
No, I mean as in
Yeah, no,
mentality.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
when
Yeah,
you
so
go,
last week it was 20 grand, this week it's 50,
Yeah.
like.
It does.
And then if you don't have 50 grand, if it goes down to 45, you're like,
Yeah, exactly that. And if you read my ChatGPT history, you'd see just how worried it is. It worries me. It's mad. I don't know why it does it, but it is what it is. And it all comes, I think, from that initial buying that business. So that business was probably the problem. So when we first bought it, or when I first bought into it, I bought 20%, I think, of the business. And I think it was the first month, like, I got a couple of grand or whatever it was as my drawings for that month.
Yeah.
And I was so excited because that was a lot of money. It was a lot of money for me. I went down the pub, bought everyone beers, thought I was a right flash Harry. And it got to the end of the month and they were like, we haven't got the money, you need to put £1,000 back in. And I was like, why? And they said, well, that's what partners do. They put money back into the company when the money's not there.
yeah.
I was thinking, this is awful. I was on £1,200 before this and now I've got £1,000 quid. So I was like, I'm actually worse off than what I was. And that went on for ages. And I think one day in this, I sort of said to Colin, I said, this has got to change because can't carry on like this. And that was when I said, you need to let me have a go at sort of trying to lead this business forward.
Yeah.
That was the change.
Yeah. So
Which is
that
good.
so that all the sort of, as you were saying, the rainy day money, do you think that's like trauma from is what you're saying from when those days were happening?
Yep. massive trauma. So I hated it. We had got hit for a bad debt early on as well, big bad debt as well. So it was like 35 grand or something, which we got hit for when we had no money. I mean, that should have been game over. I had to get rid of someone, which I'd never, like, I was 26 or whatever age I was at that time. I'd never done that before. Had to let someone go who I'd worked with for 7 years.
They become family, didn't they?
It was not good. Wasn't good at all.
Yeah.
And so that was a sad moment. There's been lots of sad moments. There's been lots of good moments.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it now. I probably owned a company for 14 years. I probably run a company on my own for about 10. And I reckon the last 10 it's got very good.
And are you now own it outright yourself, or you still got the partners, or?
I have a lot of different companies.
Right.
So I have minority shareholders on most of them. I am a minority shareholder on some of them, but they're not all accountancy. But I've got lots of different companies that I'm now involved in.
Yeah. I mean, are you in Antares? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Involved with that.
We deal with Russ.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Russ and Matt. So that's a good business. So yeah, that's a good. I'm trying to get involved in things that fold into my existing business and my existing database. So, finance company. We've got a wealth farms. We've got a financial advisory firm again that we own part of. Accountants. We try and buy other accountancy firms. So that's kind of the main core services that we do. And then obviously I do a lot of property as well.
Yeah.
Try and do some commercial property. I'm buying one at the minute, hoping that's going to go through soon, and that will give us a Chelmsford office. So we're trying to get into Chelmsford as well.
Do you find locality really helps?
Not really. Oh, it probably does.
We find it really helps with fulfilment, because people want to, I don't think someone from Scotland's going to send his stuff down for us to fulfill it, whereas all of our clients pretty much have been within reason local, because they can come in and see it anytime they like. They come and shake your hand. We find that really works.
Yeah, it's just peace of mind, I think, for them. Just, if I need to go and get it, or if I need to have a question, then I can just go down there.
Accountancy probably different, because you're not physically got any stock here, have you?
No, we've got clients everywhere. I mean, obviously, some people want to come in.
Yeah.
Typically, the older people, they want to come in. They want to know their accountant. We got a lot in Edinburgh at the minute. I don't know what's happened. There's obviously been some sort of marketing that's hit Edinburgh.
Yeah, Pocknells.
Yeah. Funny, one of our team lives in Glasgow, so actually it's kind of like we've got a Scottish arm there. But we've got a few coming from Edinburgh at the minute. So they come from everywhere. I mean, obviously we get them on Zoom. I mean, the whole point of Chelmsford is it does give us. I'm hoping it will allow us to attract some different talent to what we're attracting at the minute.
Right.
That's kind of. Team we've got are really, really, really good. It's hard to get lots of people in non-city centre offices. Right, so I want to try and get a city centre office so that I can hopefully attract some of the city centre people as well.
Do you have to pay the city centre wages?
I think. So it's going to be... I mean, to be fair, I think we're all a bit stuck with that. And one of my plans and what I was trying to do last year, and I hope it still happens, was buy an office out Ipswich way.
Right.
Because they have a lot. It's easier to get accountants in Ipswich. It's very hard to attract talent in this area. There's a big pool of people willing to pay to get the accountants to work for them.
Yeah. Right.
And there's not as much out in Ipswich. The plan was we'd buy a firm in Ipswich, we'd outsource work to Ipswich, and obviously it'd be part of us, but it's part of our team, but it's in a different location where we can attract the talent easier, less competitive.
So I suppose you'd be over here more of a flagship.
Yeah, more of a flagship,
and then outsource them to the Ipswich place.
That would be the plan. It hasn't happened, so we'll see. There's other acquisitions on the go, so we'll see what happens. It's kind of just buying strategic places, trying to buy a team as well and skills to help us on our journey.
I was going to say, so is acquisition, is that the main way of the route for growth for you, rather than no?
So our main route of growth is marketing.
Right, okay.
So again, when I say about this journey and what all happens, if I go back to Colin days, if you like, the main problem we had was we never actually marketed at all. Like a building didn't even say we were accountants. It just was a building, which I never understood that.
Mm. So what, it was just Colin being your partner at the start, right?
Yeah.
So it was just word of mouth?
Yeah. Little advert in the local paper, which was pretty crap, to be honest. It just said,
how long ago was that though? This can't be the days of the internet, right?
Yeah, it would have been. I'd have been 25, 26. but we were awful at it, and we didn't believe in sales either. Like, we didn't have any sales training, we didn't know anything about sales. And then I remember going to him, we need to get some sales, and he's like, well, how?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't know, I'm like 26, I've done this for 40 years, like, how do you get your sales? He's like, I don't know.
They just come, sort of thing.
Was that not just like a thing though for, say, businesses and industries like accountants? They sort of
Still is.
There wasn't really, you know, marketing involved. Do you know what I mean?
Still is. It's bonkers.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I'm going to go out. So I looked it up, and I went to this thing called BNI, which I'm sure we're all aware of. Went to BNI. I remember standing outside the BNI the first time thinking, these people are all like Bill Gates. They're all like Richard Branson, and I'm just John. Like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm massive imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I went in there, I was like, these businesses are so big, we are so small, we're so crap, like, I shouldn't be here. And anyway, I did it. I kept going back. As uncomfortable as it was, I kept going back, and it was awful at the start. And I just kept saying, go back, learn it. Like, copy what people are doing. You'll soon get the gist of this. And then I moved groups, because I was like, well, I can't go there because they know I'm an idiot. So I need to go somewhere where they don't know I'm an idiot. And then, it worked. So we started doing that. That one didn't really work for us, but BNI itself, but networking. So we started networking. And then I was like, we need a website. We need to actually put a telephone number on the website, like revolutionary. Like, people find you on the internet and they actually call you. And I was like, wow, we should put like a name on our building, and we should tell people we're accountants and drop in for a free initial conversation. So anyway, we started doing that. And then the big change was really when Colin sort of hanged up and we went into proper marketing. I read a lot of books on marketing. We started using AdWords, which accountants just don't do that.
They still don't, you find that?
So even now, when I go and buy firms now, I go there and I say to them, oh, are you, how'd you get your leads? And they say, it's all word of mouth, like proud as punch, word of mouth. And I'm like, so what's your marketing spend? They're like £500. I'm like, so what, you literally just go off word of mouth? Like, yeah. So we had this conversation, and I say to them, you do understand we get word of mouth as well, but we also get £50,000 in new work every single month off of marketing. And they're like, how? I'm like, marketing. So yeah, and we do. Every single month we've got £50,000 in new work off of marketing.
And what's your ROI on that? Like, you've had spend. So I worked this out the other day because I did a video on this the other day. If we spend £1 million, because that was my video, I knew we would get 5.5 million back. Right.
So that was what we would get.
So that really is. I thought you were going to come in and say acquisition was your biggest route to success.
Acquisition's a great route to success, and I want to do both. I want to do them all.
Yeah.
And we all you want to do everything you can to get. And it's not really my success. It's our success, like Pocknells' success.
Yeah.
It's not about me making an extra whatever. It's about Pocknells having job opportunities and having the career progression for the team that are in it.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, if I'm going to attract, and I've got started to attract lots of really hungry people that want to get further up the career ladder, and they want to do this role and that role. Well, I can't do it if I've only got 50 grand's worth of fees.
Yeah.
Like, I need millions in fees to be able to say, well, look, there's these jobs here, there's these opportunities here. So for me, it's really, really important. And one of the things that used to really frustrate me back to the old days was when we had good people qualify with us, and then we used to say to them, sorry, you've qualified, we're going to let you go because we can't afford you. I used to think, what is a waste of time?
Yeah.
5 years working with this person, and we're going to let them go because we can't afford a 40 grand, 30 grand, whatever it was, salary. They're going like bonkers.
So you're just feeding other accountants with this talent, basically.
You did all the hard work to get rid of someone really, really good who knew your systems. So to me, I was like, that's got to change. That's one of the things with Colin, that when it all changed, I was like, I've got to stop that. So I sort of made my own rule book. I made my own budgets, my spreadsheets, my sleep at night numbers. I put all these rules into my head, and then basically have lived by that rule book. And now I need to change that rule book a bit, because I think some of them are becoming a little bit...
What, old school?
Yeah, old school. And I think also as your business grows, sometimes your rule book has to change, doesn't it? And I feel like, and I work with lots of coaches, but I work with one who's permanently saying, like, this is a rule that you've put in your head. Yeah. We need to take it out. Yeah. Are you happy to take it out? And I'm like, yeah, let's get rid of that one. It's not, it doesn't serve me anymore. It doesn't serve Pocknells, or it doesn't serve whatever it is.
I think I would re-listen to the James Martin podcast, and you were sort of putting yourself down on purpose. Is that the right way of saying it? Yeah. Is that what you're talking about with the
that's really my internal rule. But yeah, I wouldn't. That one's a good one, and I won't let her touch that one.
Yeah.
That one gets mentioned a lot. I'm not very nice to myself, partly because I think it inspires me to do more.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be like, John, you're the best. John, you're so good. And then I'll just be like, because I know I am a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, oh, I'm really good, I'm really comfortable, I'll just go and sit there and eat a pot noodle.
Yeah.
I'd rather feel uncomfortable.
Is it a bit like those guys telling you a shit at golf?
Yeah. I don't really like it when people say I can't do something. That just pisses me off. I think, why can't I do it? And I have this conversation all the time with people, like my closest people, my wife, my team. They're like, why do you need to get to that level? Well, why don't I want to get to that level? Like, why can't I? She goes, oh, it's not possible. Well, I've got to be honest. Bill Gates did it.
Yeah.
Bezos has done it. You know, they've done a lot more than me. Like, of course they have. So if they can do it, they're only human. Why can't I do it? I can't because I'm an accountant and they're selling stuff on Amazon or whatever. But concept's the same.
Yeah.
Like people, it's not. I'm not going to be the first person to have achieved that.
No.
So why can't I do it? I might be one of only 20, but I wouldn't mind being one of 20.
Yeah.
So that's just
I was going to say, you do hear people like that sort of people that are around those kind of people, and they go, they are clever, but they are just normal people at the end of the day, and that you can emulate.
I think it's how your mind expands to what you believe is achievable. So if you think you're going to be, not that there's anything wrong with being a milkman, but if you think you're going to be a milkman, you're going to be a milkman. If you think you're going to be, really successful, I think, your thoughts become you. And actually, I read Will Polston's book on Holiday, I thought it was a really good thing. He said, when he does the North Star stuff, your North Star is unachievable. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe that's what you're sort of, not unachievable, you're getting at. I think I heard you say 100 million, right? So
it's just a number.
Yeah.
If I got to 70 million, that 100 million is then no longer a challenge. So if I get to 70 million, it's going to have to be
200,
a billion.
Yeah,
it's going to have to be a number that it is just a number. It's not. I don't really care. Like if I don't earn another penny, if I earn the same money and make the same profit for the rest of my life, I'm going to have a really lovely life. So is everyone around me. Like I don't need that. But what I do want to do is I want to achieve something that I didn't think was possible. I don't really give a crap what my parents think, my teachers thought, my wife thinks. I want it for me. I want to do something that I didn't think was possible. The problem is, what you think's possible grows as you go down this journey.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. I think.
When I first started with Colin, like we turned over 250 grand. I remember saying to myself, once I've got a Range Rover, I'll be happy. Once I've got a Porsche, I'll be happy. Once I've got a 4-bedroom house with a garden, I'll be happy. Once I've got $1 million turnover, I'll be happy. I've got all those things, I'm still not bloody happy. So none of them things worked. Do you know what I mean? Like they haven't worked. And they've all been items that on this journey, I've told myself, once I've got that, that's success. And it's not like, one day I'll find out what success, well, maybe I hope I do. One day I'll feel like I've been successful. And that's when I think I will have achieved something great. Maybe something I didn't think was achievable.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, getting to $1 million was hard. Getting to 2 million was easier. Getting to 4 million was easier. If I get to 10, who knows? But I think I'll do it quicker than I did getting to 1.
Yeah.
I think 1 was hard.
Yeah.
I think that's...
You don't know anything at that point, do you, I suppose? You just...
It's compounds.
Yeah.
The growth compounds. Like you work, like you say, you know how to speed it up. You get better people. When you've got this turnover, you've got a decent management team, you've got decent salespeople, you can afford good training. It all just compounds. So to me, it gets easier.
I think like you said, your version of success expands as you... And I also think you should have an unachievable North Star, because I think you should enjoy the journey rather than trying to get to, okay, well, let's say, I know a lot of people that sold businesses and they're really depressed.
And that would be a real challenge for me if that ever happens. And I've had offers in the past.
Yeah. And
my wife has often said, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. We need to do it. It'd be good. And I'm like, I won't. Because I reckon I could do it and I could literally just... Don't know.
There's the stat, isn't there? Well, we keep saying this on the podcast loads and loads, but it's like I think there's a stat. Is it 5 years from selling or retirement, the average of death?
Is it
for a man? Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah,
I just don't know what my purpose would be.
Yeah.
My purpose is gone. And it's not really accountancy, and she says it, and I kind of get it. I put an offer in on a golf club, which sounds a bit stupid, because I hate golf. But anyway, I just thought it'd be a cool thing to do, and I put an offer in on a golf club a couple of years ago, and it didn't get offered. Like, my offer was very low.
Yeah.
Theirs was very high, so that was probably a good escape.
Yeah.
But, and I remember saying to Lucy, that's my wife, I said, I'm going to buy this golf club, and she's like, no. And I'm like, why? And she said, because you can't be at work all day doing accountancy and then go to the golf club and run the golf club. In my head, it had demountables. I was going to put an accountancy firm in the golf club, get all the golf clients.
Yeah.
And I was going to run it while I was there, and it would be brilliant, and it was a big freehold and blah, blah, blah. She was right. But she did say to me, if you sell the business, you can go and buy a business like that. And I think maybe one day I'll do that, but I probably won't.
Do you think that would be selling something that you've lived and you've loved, and then going into something new? Because the thing with accountancy, surely it's, I mean, there's no ceiling level for you, right? Pretty much.
It's a service business.
100 million could turn into 500 million, couldn't it?
It could. There isn't many accountancy firms doing 100 million.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I mean, bearing in mind in accountancy, you've got to bear in mind that to get in the top 100 accountants in the country, I think the turnover is about 8 million at the minute.
Okay.
So we're not there yet. We're getting close. But to get in the top 100, that's where you've got to get to.
Yeah.
To get in the top 4, I don't know what the top 4 turnover is, billions. So, the top 4 are huge, because you've got like PwC, Deloitte, all of they're the huge, big boys worldwide. When you go down the pecking order, I mean,
It drops
Ricards
quite
are one of the
quickly.
bigger ones around here. Yeah, it drops very quick. And it's because they're doing international consultancy. We're never, well, I shouldn't say we're never. I can't see, that'd be a very hard market to hit. As a little bloke from Essex, it'd be very hard to have offices all around the world doing that.
If you got to a certain level, do you think the service would drop dramatically as well? You think that it's hard to get that talent in over and over, or does it become easier because you can pay the money?
I think service is hard. I think ever since I was a child, I've always, since probably 10, I've done a paper round. I don't know what age I was, 10 or 11. I think I did a paper round. 13, I used to work in the village shop. Like, I grew up in a village where I knew everyone's name. I would say, like, morning, Matt, here's your paper. Here's your, do you want this? I knew what cigarettes he smoked. I knew everything about them all. And that was the service I gave, and I learnt about service. And when we were smaller, I taught my team, like, if someone rings, you ring them back the same day. If someone emails, you send an email back. Even if it's, sorry, can't do this today, we'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And everything we've built around those silly soft touches. And now we're trying to build it with us not doing it, but it appears it's us, if that makes sense. Now we're recruiting, well, obviously we've always recruited, but now we're recruiting and bringing in different people from different firms with different experiences, probably more corporate experience. It's very hard to give them that soft touch.
Yeah.
Because they haven't got it.
No.
Like, they are more like, this is business, this is business, this is business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's business, but let's hold their hand a bit, or give them a cuddle.
I think that's what I thought when you're trying to scale. One of the questions actually on the board was, when you're trying to scale, how do you keep that sort of like really good customer service? Because from an accountancy point of view, from a business owner, using an accountant, that's sort of what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I think accountancy's changing. I think accountancy's a tricky sector. I think that accountants are now being taught that we give effectively compliance service. So for most clients, they're coming to us saying, here's my records, can you do my accounts? The accounts you're doing are 9 months past the date of, so whatever you're doing, it's just literally working out what you earned 8 months ago.
Right.
Where we're trying to go as a firm is we're trying to go advisory. So we want to get it in real time, or even better, we want to get it 2 years, 3 years, 4 years advanced to where we are now. So to me, I want to be able to sit to the client and say, what's your plan? I want to exit in 5 years.
Yeah.
Right, let's do this. We're going to put quarterly meetings in. We're going to put board meetings in. We're going to show all of our, we're going to collect all of our budgets and forecasts on every element of our business, so that when we come to exit, we can show that we've improved the sales function, we've improved the customer complaints function, we've improved, and we've got all this data in a dashboard, so that when we get the due diligence come in, we go, here it is. So for me, that was the service that I want to offer. That's the service that accountants are now offering. other firms are now starting to bring this advisory level service, and that definitely is going to change the accounting sector, I think, from compliance to advisory.
Yeah. I suppose, and also AI being how do you see that sort of, with compliancy, that's something surely an AI down the line can do, whereas advisory, maybe not so much.
Yeah. So AI is going to hit our sector quite hard, I think, and I think it's already there. Like, I've seen things, and it's there really. Like Xero, I think, will be doing their own accounts. I'm sure they'll soon have it that you don't need an accountant. Effectively, it will do your accounts for you. The danger is if you don't understand what it's doing for you, how can you say if it's right or wrong? And that's the danger. So what we're trying to do is we're actually talking to AI developers at the moment. We've got a developer who's trying to help us build a system which is all around customer service, but with an AI robot doing a lot of the back end. So effectively, we still have the human front ending it. But if you ask me any question now on my screen, it would give you the answer quicker than I can get it. Because it's basically building all of your data into the AI platform. So if you said, what's my corporation tax from 2016, it just pops up on the screen as we're talking. And I would say, oh, it's £10,426. And you'd go, how do you know that?
Yeah.
And it's great customer service, real time, which is what people want. We've grown a culture of real time, haven't we?
Yeah.
We must have the answer now.
Yeah.
Why? It's not really that important, but it's just what we're used to.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to build as accountants. We need to build that service. I think we will. I'm looking forward to it. I said to my bookkeeping team the other day, I think we need to look to change your role. So we're going to change it from a bookkeeping role to a strategic advisor role, which they're more than capable of doing. It develops them. It increases, hopefully makes them feel better giving advice to people. Because I think inevitably that is what accountants want, in my experience. The accountants I'm employing want you to talk to them. They want you to say, I want to buy new businesses. I want to go into this area, and they want to help you do it.
Yeah.
Because that gives you fulfillment, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It doesn't really fulfill me doing your P&L.
Well, it's just number crunching, isn't it?
It's boring, isn't it? I mean, I don't do that anymore. But my team do. But I think, again, they would get much more fulfillment out of going and helping you, do something amazing that you wanted to achieve that's going to benefit you and your family. And they can go home and have a glass of wine and think, I helped them do that.
Yeah.
How quickly did you get out of that role of day-to-day accountant into more of a leadership, overseeing role?
Probably, it took a while. Took quite a while. Probably not until I could afford middle management. So middle management. But then when I look at it now, we've got a lot of middle management, and they're not actually fee earners. So we're running a lot of cost on management, and so we've got a head of operations, we've got a head of practice manager. We've got these different roles which don't actually generate any money, but they are a significant cost that we have to pay to get them. But they help us as a team. They develop us. I mean, at the minute, I am actually trying to make myself sort of completely redundant. I want a CEO. I want to be just hovering over the top, really, giving them ideas and trying to help clients where I can.
Yeah.
That's what the dream is, whether it gets there. But my plan is, because like we said about the golf club earlier, at some point I would love a business when I walk in a room, instead of everyone going, there's John the accountant, which is such a crap entrance to a room. Like, no one, unless you were like the accountant out the film, no one wants to be introduced as John the accountant. I'd love it to be like, oh, that's Johnny owns a golf club, or that's Johnny owns a nightclub, or it's Johnny owns a restaurant, or it's John, just something bloody interesting.
Get there.
Yeah, anything will do. Anything will do, just not a bloody accountant's, because no one goes, that's so sexy. What a sexy man that man is. So yeah, maybe one day.
Maybe you'd be buck that trend, mate.
Is that it?
Yeah, turning accountancy sexy.
That's it. We'll see.
That could be a strapline for the company.
Pocknells.
Don't think I've got the face for it, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, but no, it's been an interesting journey. I think AI is going to make it tricky, but at the same time, I've got to be totally honest. I'm very lucky. I'm in a sector where accountants take so long to make a decision. They take so long to implement something that if you're, it's a bit like marketing, where we're slightly ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
We're like revolutionary. In any other sector, we'd be pretty rubbish.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that in accountancy it'll be the same.
I think in general, even though AI is quite prevalent these days, it's still people are scared of it, and I still think it's going to take a while for it to really, really, really come into
adoption, of
proper adoption,
global.
as I might call it. Do you know what I mean? So like
The security around AI scares the hell out of me, because I think we're all loading crap up to it without even knowing.
Don't know anything, do you?
And so much like you were talking about, you go so much like emotional sort of stuff as well.
Oh, my wife uses it sometimes as a like a therapist.
Well, so do I. It's weird.
Yeah.
I literally sit there at midnight talking to ChatGPT with my mate. But
Hello, John. How are you?
yeah, I do think that's me, innit? It's my data, it's my thing. So if anyone wants to come and take my ChatGPT data, they'll have to. But yeah, I think, well, I don't know, it's scary, isn't it? It is scary because it does give very good answers when you talk to it. It's very logical.
Yeah, you do listen to it. I've done it a couple of times. Ever she's told me she's been doing it, I thought, oh, do you know what? I don't know how to deal with that. How am I going to? And it gives you an answer, and you're just like, that's actually really good.
I thought I was having a heart attack once, which is a bit of a silly story because it wasn't. But I thought I was having a heart attack, and I loaded up my ECG from my phone in the chat. It said, you're fine. I still went to hospital. They said I was fine as well. So yeah, I was just hypochondriac. But it was, it was all good fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
All good fun.
I was saying, I think I've mentioned this a couple of times. I've used it with my daughter. She was talking about something at school, and it was like talking about, it was like VE Day at the time, so they were talking about war, and I was just thinking, you know, you just take things for granted so much, don't you? And you're trying to explain something to a child, and I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to sort of word this very well without sort of just butchering something or just saying something wrong. So I just went on ChatGPT, and he just came up with the nicest, softest way of explaining war and people dying to a 5. You just say, I'm talking to my daughter, she's 5 years old, and I was like, this is incredible. You know,
it's good.
Like,
But you do worry what is collected on you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. It knows probably more about you than
Well, you think what
anyone
Facebook,
does.
The power of Facebook and Amazon and what it knows about you, it's all in the data. There's no real value in what they're selling. It's the fact that they know that you're buying that, what they're going to put in front of you, what you're buying, and then the next best thing, and the next best thing. And they know exactly when you buy it.
Yeah.
What does ChatGPT know about me? It'd be awful. So, yeah, watch this space. Someone's going to be making a lot of money out of these things one day, if they're not already.
Yeah.
So you chat to obviously a lot of varying size businesses, small, large. What are the sort of biggest mistakes you probably see in a lot of businesses?
So everyone's going to say cash flow.
Yeah.
Cash is king, isn't it? We all know that. So I think cash flow is important in any business. But for me, I think where most businesses go wrong is they probably don't concentrate on sales. Like, I'm a big believer that if you concentrate on sales and marketing, you can buy it. Like, if you've got cash flow, you can buy your way out of most problems. You can go and get a consultant. You can get a legal advisor. If you're saying, well, I've got 100 grand's worth of revenue and it's one client and I don't need any more than this, I'm happy. And then they say, well, I'm sorry, we've gone bust or this. You're up the creek without a paddle, aren't you? And that's what happens to a lot of businesses that we act for. They're not always acting on sales. And when you say about how do you manage growth, you've got to. Like, there's no, and I say this to my team all the time. My team are like, we can't continue like this, like you know. And we go on a big recruitment drive, then we get 5 people in, and they're like, oh, we need more. And I'm like, yeah. So you've got to manage it. There's not really an option here to me. Like, I feel like
you've got to be going forward, otherwise you're going backwards.
100%. Stand still, go backwards, I always say, and I think you do, because the reality is your competitors are still going forwards.
Well, hopefully this makes you feel nice, but you did a post on this, didn't you?
Oh, did I? Was that where you got it from?
And it was about the sales, right?
Yeah.
You've got to be going forward with sales.
Yeah.
And so Strings Directors is a bit of you could call it a legacy business, been around 25 years. And I think probably we're guilty of sitting on our hands sometimes with it because it's just such a good little business. And then I heard you say that, and then we've just sort of made some tweaks and put someone like totally in charge of like sales.
So
and we've seen a big uptick.
Yeah. There's a bit of other things around it, but certainly you do sort of go, actually,
it's not that hard though, is it? Any of this? And this is what I say to people when they say I don't know how to do it. Well, just start thinking about it.
Exactly.
Because the reality is, if you're not thinking about it, you're not doing anything.
Exactly.
So for us, we track everything. Like it's my fear of not having enough. That's my biggest fear, is not having enough. Or actually, my biggest fear is not being able to do something I want to do. As long as I can do whatever I want to do, then I'm happy. And I don't want a private jet.
Yeah.
I don't even want to fly business class. I've never done it. I'd think it's a waste of money. But I do want to go on holiday when I want to go on holiday, and I want to take all my family, and I want to eat where I want to eat, and I want to do any events that we want to do.
Yeah.
And I do not want to think about it while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Or worry about the financial part.
Yeah.
That for me is success.
Yep.
That's all I want. And fortunately, I've been there, I'm there, and I probably will always be there, but the scarcity is that we're not there. So I have to keep selling, because without the sales, that could drop. It also, like I say, gives great opportunity for everyone else in my team. I need that as well, otherwise good people are going to go somewhere else. So for me, we track everything. We track the number of leads we've got that month. We track the conversion rates. We track who's a good salesperson, who's not. We've even now got AI, note takers, joining our calls, our sales calls, and I don't know if you've seen the note takers, you can actually ask the note taker, how did this sales call go? Yeah. How could we improve? Rate it out of 10. So we're even saying, blah, blah, your sales conversions aren't that good at the minute. Let's have a look at and we're looking at it in the background, and we're giving further sales training. Yeah. So again, it's just, you've got to track those numbers.
Yeah.
I
think, I mean, not that I know much about other small businesses, but I would imagine, because I think we've been one of guilty of this again, is that a lot of small businesses just don't even know their numbers. They're just going along we're doing something, like maybe trying to get some sales or whatever, but behind the scenes, they don't really know whether they're making any money or not.
And I think the other thing that small business or business owners do, not just small businesses, like I've met some really big businesses that don't know their numbers, is at the end of the year, they go, I made 100 grand profit last year. Do you reckon that's good? I'm like, well, it's good if you wanted to make 10 grand. It's not very good if you said you're going to make $1 million, is it? Yeah. Like, how do we know if it's good?
Perspective.
And they're like, I don't know what we're aiming for. Well, if you don't know what you're aiming for, how can I comment if this is good? Like, you need to know what you're aiming for, and we do that as well. So we have, like I said earlier, we have forecasts for everything in our business. Everyone knows what we're aiming for, and then if we want, we can all go out for a beer and celebrate, or we can all go out for a beer and commiserate. But at least we all know what we're aiming for.
So that's what really makes you stand out to other accountants that I know of anyway. I mean, whether there's people like you out there, I don't know, but you're pushing the envelope with you're quite entrepreneurial yourself, right? So you're sort of jumping in the entrepreneurial boat with the business owners, rather than, to be honest with you, a lot of accountants I know, they're just, send us your numbers at the end of the year, blah, 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 here's your tax bill, here's your VAT bill, whatever.
But yeah, I think we are. But the thing is, I think most business owners want the same thing. They want freedom. And so I want our clients to have freedom. I want our clients to be making lots of money and doing it in a way where they've got free time. Like, that's got to be what everyone wants here. And everyone wants it for their team as well. I want my team to be able to enjoy their lives. That's got to be part of it as well. So build a great business, get great people, and hopefully it lasts forever. But things obviously don't always go that way.
Yeah. And how do you deal with work-life balance, family? Are you good at it?
No.
You're going to say no. You're going to say
I'm not, and I should be. I've got 3 young children. One's 4 weeks old, so that's very new.
Okay,
and I love my daughters a lot. They've got 3 daughters now. Probably not around as much as I should be. I think we have a lot of holidays. Right. Like, we probably have 12 weeks holidays a year, but they're working holidays. So we'll go and I'll work.
When you say you work, will you just take yourself off and do some stuff?
Typically, we'll go to centre parks, which is quite a good holiday for us.
Yeah.
Because you can go swimming, and if I can do 3 hours work a day, sneak it in, nights, lunch, whatever it is, a few phone calls here, like, it just keeps the plate spinning. But then when I'm not on holiday, I'm quite constantly work. I try not to work weekends, but in the week I will probably do 13, 12-hour days quite happily. I love work. I think it's a passion. I love it. It's probably my happiest place, which is probably not what you should say. No. At the same time, I love going mad with my kids and my wife, and I do like seeing them. But I think it's not a dirty word or a dirty sentence to say that, and you hear a lot of people say it, and I kind of agree. I'm trying to get that balance. And I find it hard. And sometimes you sort of you say things like that to yourself. You call yourself an arsehole. Do you know what I mean? I think there's lots of times that I think that.
Yeah.
I think I should be. I have got the team that I could spend a lot of time at home. But I also don't think that's massively fair on them. Like, I see them as my family as well, which I know is a bit weird. Like, I think
Got responsibility to them, right?
I think we employ 60 odd people now, 55, 60. So again, like, I'm like, to me, they're my family. I spend a lot of time with them. I feel like if I'm going to be at the top, I've got to be there to show them that I like to be the first one in, the last one to leave. I do like that. I think that's a good example.
Good example to it,
I've never been one of these bosses who says, I'm the boss, you do it. And I'm not willing to do it. Like, I'm willing to roll my sleeves up and do whatever you need me to do.
Yeah. Plus that, creates culture in your business, right? So people respect you and want to work for you and with you.
I hope so.
I think long gone are the days of like, rule with an iron fist, you do this or whatever. I think people are going to have, we always employ people and we try and, you've got to be their friends to a certain degree.
There's a fine line that you've got to keep that sort of, distance is the wrong word, but you've got to just have that kind of.
They do become your family.
Yeah, they do,
because you probably spend, like you say, you do spend more time than you actually with
you do spend more time with them. Half the reason I brought middle management in is because I'm way too much of that. I want to be their friend, and I do need a bit of sense in there to say.
You need a filter.
Yeah, I do need a filter. So that's it's good. I think
you sound a bit like us. I don't like. You said you don't like. Did you say you don't like confrontation earlier on?
I don't like. So weirdly, I don't like confrontation. I didn't say that, but I don't like it.
Okay.
Not on here. I don't think I might have said to you. I don't like it particularly. I don't really like awkward conversations.
No.
At the same time, the main time that I have awkward conversations is when someone's rude about my team.
Right.
Because then I'm like, oh, you just attacked my kid. Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna come for you now.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, and I've had that a few times. Like, I had one once where the guy's he's a kickboxing instructor, and I thought, I'm going to get but I literally was like, I'm not backing down. Like, I know I'm going to get beaten up here, but I'm not backing down on this one. So
I just turned into full metal mesh. Just turning up, oi mate.
Yeah. Anyway, I was all right. I faced it out. I did quite well. So, but yeah, and I think it built me a bit of respect with the person in my team who was getting the complaint about. Like, I always say to my team, I think if you're going to give people responsibility, which is what I've tried to do in my team, because I want them to. I think what typical accountant partners do is they say, I do all the good bit, I do all the clever bit, I do all the end client meetings, I do all the new client meetings. People don't like that. They want to be doing that part. So I've tried to give that responsibility, and I've said to my team, like, I'm willing to give you that responsibility, and if it goes wrong, I'm willing to hold your hand and get through it. And I think you've got to do that as a leader, because I think if you're going to tell them off every time they make a mistake, I mean, no one goes out to make a mistake. It's a learning opportunity. It's not I don't know, no one does it vindictively, do they? And if they do, they shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Have you stepped into that leadership role quite comfortably?
No. I think I'm awful at leadership, but I don't know if I'm awful. I am quite bad at leadership because I'm not a very good manager. I don't think I am. I think my team would say I am. I don't think I am.
It sounds like you're talking to us, because we're exactly the same. Like, I think our employees would say we're really good, like, bosses, leaders, but
probably because we're quite kind and we don't let people get away with stuff necessarily, but we don't rule with that iron fist, so to speak.
I think so. Our dad always sort of like, he's completely opposite, and he'll go, "You got to tell him," and I'm just not like that. And I think he would probably say we're pushovers.
I think certainly particularly nowadays, there is this understanding around having to have a good culture in the business, and you are trying to cultivate that. And I think it only really takes one bad episode, and I think that can really, especially in a small team, can affect the dynamic.
How many have you got in your team?
Probably about 10, and not everyone's working on the same day, so it's probably like half a dozen people on one day.
That's a good number, 10. I think it is harder now. I remember when it was 10, it was lovely. We all used to be best friends. We are all still best friends, but with 60 of you, or whatever it is, I don't know what it is, 55, 60, whatever it is now, with that number, at some point, if you have one bad day, the whole office knows that someone's having a bad day. It happens more frequently with 55 people, doesn't it? So
someone's going to have a bad day every day with 55 people.
So it's trickier. The vibe's trickier. You get a few more arguments, a few more fallouts that you've got to try and patch up. It's harder.
Yeah, I guess there is that kind of, you do have to have, that hierarchy in there, and that
The biggest one that's getting us at the minute's pay. So
Right.
at the minute, pay's tricky in ours, which I understand.
In what respect?
It's just... So I've never believed in banded pay. So I don't really like the idea of you're this level, so you earn between this and this.
Yeah.
It seems to be that a lot of my team want that. And that's a conversation we're having management-wise at the minute, is whether that is what we should be going to, because it gives people an understanding of where they are.
So what are you at the moment? Is it per person, per
person, really. And effectively...
Because you could have a really great manager and a manager who's just not that great, I suppose.
So I've never really liked it, because I think when I was starting out, like, I always knew I was going to own the business. I remember going to things thinking I'm going to win this contract because one day it's going to be my business. I need to win this contract. But I did that as an employee, and I did that as someone who never had any idea that that day was going to come. But that day was going to come because I was going to make it come.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't going to wait for that. If it wasn't with him, it would have been on my own. So I knew that was coming. And I think I deserve to earn more than maybe you, as the accountant who's just sitting at your desk typing in. And I think I should have been recognised for that, and I was, so that was fine. But that's why I don't agree with banded pay, because I feel like if I'm out there doing that and you're just sitting there doing your 9 to 5 or whatever it is and going home and not caring at all, I'm more valuable than you are. That's my view on it.
But your job title is the same, is what
job title's the same.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why I've never liked it. But because I think when you're entrepreneurial, you don't want a ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't want a ceiling.
No.
If someone said to me, you can only earn whatever, 50 grand, £1 million, £2 million, I'd say, well, who are you to say I can only earn 2 million quid? I mean, I don't earn 2 million quid, you know, I'd love to, but you know what I mean? Like, I think, who are you to tell me I can't earn that?
Yeah.
That's what entrepreneurial people think in my head. Like, why is there a limit on it? And that's why I hate banded pay. But my team, they're a bit more secure. They're accountants. They want banded pay. So, yeah, it goes against me.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it. And the other thing I find tricky, I always see the good in people.
Yeah.
So even if they're really, really bad people, I'm like, they're really, really bad people, but they're great salesperson, aren't they? Like, how likeable are they? Imagine them doing this. Or they're really, really bad person, but they're a great communicator. Imagine if they did. Just always see the good.
Same.
Do you think you've held on to people then longer than you should have done?
Yeah.
All the time. And I think...
I look at myself and I always think to myself, we hired that person for a reason at the start, and maybe it's just we're not directing them in a way that they need to be directed.
I'm not a great communicator.
Right.
I'm a great sales communicator.
Yeah.
I'm a great communicator. Actually, I'm a good communicator on a business on a business forum. So if you were going to go to an acquisition meeting and you needed someone to represent you, you'd want me. If you were going to go to a sales meeting, you'd want me. Like, I'm good at that platform. I'm good at a sales platform. I'm not good at I don't think you're quite delivering what we said you were going to do on this contract.
Yeah.
I'd be good if it was you. If I was representing you and it was your team member, oh yeah, I'd be the nuts at it. If it's someone I've worked with for 4 years, I'm like, so you want a pay rise because you're crap at your job? Yeah, here's a pay. Like, literally, I'm like,
I say that. So we've had instances where we've had to like let people go, and I was like joke about me basically that they'll come out with a pay rise.
Yeah. Go on, secondly, come out. Look.
He's got 50% of the business.
yeah, he's got company car and shares. Yeah, no, so it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. That's why I had to get middle management, and the middle management are good and they're good communicators. So, yeah, it's all good fun.
If Pocknells was going to go to zero, what would you?
Will I be worried?
No. Would you do it again?
Yeah, not maybe accountancy. I think I have this conversation all the time with clients. So bearing in mind, we have clients come to us and they're obviously very upset. And I think now I've got a bit blasé to this, which is a really horrible thing to say. In the olden days,
Blasé about what? They've come to you saying our
company's going to go pop.
Right, okay, yeah.
And I'm like, that's not a problem, is it? And they're like, yeah, it is. And it's a really crappy thing to do because I've kind of taken the emotion out of it, because at the start it really affected me. Like it did. I used to go home and like cry looking in the mirror like, this is my fault somehow that they've gone and spent all their money on things they shouldn't have done. It's my fault as their accountant. Now it's not my fault. I get it's not my fault. But I say to them, this is a great opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they go, well, not really. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's so good, because what do you know now?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I was like, we can build a better business than what you did before. You've already got 7 people that you know you can trust that are really good people. Let's go again. Let's do this. You've got the sales system. You've got the platform. You know what works. You haven't got to waste all that money on all that crap that you wasted, all those life lessons that you wasted time and money on. You haven't got to do it again. So if it happened again, I don't know if I'd do accountancy. I don't know if I would, to be honest. I love helping people. I love seeing people grow. I'd probably rather do something around the growth side than the financial data side. But yeah, I would love it. Well, I wouldn't love it. I don't want to go bankrupt. But
No, I know you love the opportunity to.
I'd love the
try
opportunity
something
to
else.
go again, to start again with what I know. And to be honest, it would be so much quicker than what, it'd be so quick. I know how to sell now. I know how to market. I know how to build teams. All this stuff that's taken me years to learn, I've learned. And all of us, we've learned these skills.
So it sounds like you could really probably step into most businesses and go, I could probably turn this around or push this forward.
I think we're really fortunate. We've got about 5,000 clients. So we work with loads of different sectors. So I know lots of weird facts about random sectors. I know what's good, what's not good. I know that if I did it again, it might be day nurseries. It might be some kind of care element. I know what sectors I'd hit, and I would run it as a business, and it would be... But it depends what I wanted to do it for. If I was doing it for money or if I was doing it for something that fulfilled me. Who knows?
Yeah. So what is the... Maybe we've covered this. What is the end goal? I mean, is retirement a dirty word?
I don't think it's a dirty word. I think it's a good word if it's what you want to do. I think it's not a word for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what the end game is. I keep he's annoying, that fly. I keep going to the fact that I'd love to build a big property portfolio up. For what reason? Just it's a game.
Yeah.
I'd love to build a big accountancy firm. It's a game. Ideally, at some point, I'd give it away, the accountancy firm, to my team. My wife would kill me. She said it multiple times. But ideally, I'd give it away, or give it away at a very reduced price to my team when it's built up to the size that I can walk away and live off of other things. But I love what I do. I don't actually love the accountancy. The accountancy is not what I love. I love helping business owners.
Yeah.
That's the
you,
bit.
You like the growth part of it rather than the number crunching, right?
Problem solving.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily growth, it's the problem solving part. I love that part. I love the buying, the selling the businesses. I love the we're stuck on our marketing, what should we do? I love that we're not making enough profit, how do we make more profit? Like all those bits, I'm like, that actually gets me a little bit like, oh, let's go and help this person.
Yeah.
The bit I don't really like is, here's a shoebox of receipts, can you give me your accounts? I'm like, I ain't doing that.
But that is boring. I mean, I'm not an accountant, that sounds boring to me. That's why people have accountants, because it's boring.
It is, that part. But
I did hear, I think it was Alex Hormozy, he said a lot of people look at their business in a really skewed way. It's like, for you, like you say, I'm not in the business of accountancy, I'm in the business of helping people grow. Or I'm in the business, like, you could say, are we in the business of fulfillment? Well, actually, no, we're in the business of, helping people grow their business. It depends what way you want to look at it, really.
And I remember that when someone said to me, like one of my friends, his friend now is a client to start with, he said to me, I said, oh, my team don't, one of my team members isn't getting a lot of fulfillment out of their job. And he's like, why? Like, I said, well, I just think they're entering data. He's like, do you know what that data does for me every week? And I'm like, not really. Like, this is very early on. I was like, not really. What's it do for you every week? He's like, I look at it and I think, I can sleep tonight. I'm like, do you? What, just from her putting some book receipts into zero? He's like, yeah. And I said, when I worry about something, I look at her cash flow forecast and I think, I've got nothing to worry about. And I'm like, I never thought of it like that. I literally just thought, this is very early on, but I literally just thought, we're just keying numbers into a system. No one really cares about it, but they do if they're looking at it. So I think there's definitely a fulfillment level there that everyone needs to feel. But I think it's definitely an exciting sector to be in with all the changes coming. I think business is going to be exciting for the next few years. Well, as far as I can see, it's going to be exciting. There's going to be some challenges. Taxes are too high at the minute. Everything's tricky. It's not very easy to make money at the minute, is it? No. And if you do make money, you don't actually get it paid to you because cash flow's tight on everyone. So it's a tough time, but there's lots of opportunities. Got to keep going.
Lastly,
It's coming.
quote.
Well, that's weird. I've just said that. I think my quote, and it would be my own quote, another rule, a John rule.
Right.
So I'm a big believer in making decisions quickly. I hate the fact when you don't make a decision because you're worrying about the consequences. So I've had this stupid quote, which is make a quick decision because you can always make more money. Which maybe is a stupid quote.
Which ties in, just pull the trigger. That's basically why we named it that. We used to have we used to be me, my dad, Lee, and another business partner for Strings Direct. We used to have like meetings for an hour to decide
Small
the
detail.
stupidest little thing, and then right at the end of the meeting, all it took is one person going, I'm not sure about that, should we have a think about it? And just nothing ever get done. So we just pull the trigger became a saying in the business, just do it. Just do it.
Like you say, you
The
can always,
mindset.
Yeah.
you can. I think action. I always, action gets you everywhere, and it really does.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thank you very much for having us.
No,
No worries.
it was great.
See you both.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.